Hi everyone, I'm Nick Altmeyer with linkinglewiscounty.com, filling in for Rebecca today for today's episode of Hear All About It. So today we have Lewis County Clerk Jake Moser with us. Welcome, Jake.
Thank you, Nick.
All right. So Jake, you wanted to stop by this afternoon to pretty much talk a little bit about and clear up some of the confusion about the semi-automatic rifle permitting process that's kind of new in New York State.
Yeah, thank you, Nick. So, first thing I wanted to let everybody know is finally, after weeks of waiting, our software is updated at the clerk's office, and we are now officially rolling out our new pistol/firearm semi-automatic rifle license cards.
Okay.
So, for the public, just so they know, if you currently have a pistol license, you can come into the county clerk's office, and we are going to be filling out an amendment with the state police, and we can have the semi-automatic rifle endorsement added right to your current pistol license.
Okay.
And the cost for the amendment is going to be $3, and for the new card it's going to be $13, so it's going to be $16 total to get you completely updated to the new card. So if you're out and about and you see a semi-automatic rifle that you want to purchase, you can legally show them the card and purchase the new rifle for yourself.
Okay. So people are aware, which most people are, a lot of these new gun safety laws went into effect at the beginning of September. So basically what you're saying is, in order for someone to purchase a new semi-automatic rifle, or if they become in possession of a semi-automatic rifle, so maybe they didn't purchase it, it gets willed to them or something like that, but now you have to have this endorsement on your card before you can legally take possession of that?
Yes, that's correct, Nick. So anytime where you either purchase or take possession of a semi-automatic rifle where you need to go through the federal NICS check, you need this endorsement on your firearms card. So like I said earlier, if you currently have a pistol license, it's a pretty easy process. We're just going to be adding the endorsement to your card. Now, where it starts getting a little more cumbersome is if you don't have a pistol license, now under the new law and legislation, you actually got to come into our office, and we do have the new firearms applications. That's what we're calling them, prepared, ready to go. And what an individual needs to do is they need to fill out this application, and you need to schedule fingerprinting, because now you actually have to get fingerprinted for your semi-automatic, for like a standalone semi-automatic rifle license. And then from there, it's pretty well the same process as the pistol license process, where we collect the application, we collect your character references, and once we get all that, we send it up to the sheriff's office, and what they'll be doing is a background check off of your fingerprints that you receive.
Okay. And so once again, just so there's no confusion on this is for people that are newly purchasing a semi-automatic rifle or newly taking possession of. So if you've never had a pistol before and you've always had your semi-automatic rifle, you're not planning on buying a new one, you do not need this ID card for your current rifle that you have?
No, you do not. No. So anything that you owned prior to September 4th is grandfathered in. You do not need this special semi-automatic rifle firearms card or the endorsement on your pistol license. It is just anything after September 4th that you either purchase or take possession of, you do need the semi-automatic firearms license for.
Okay. And I think that you mentioned too, so probably the new laws started going into effect on September 4th, so I'm sure lots of people started coming in to your office and inquiring, trying to get their new cards. And I think you mentioned that some of the software systems and things like that weren't ready at that point because you hadn't gotten the information from the state as far as how that process was going to work. So basically now I think you're saying like within the last week or so everything's been updated, so now you can really take care of this issue for the people.
Yep, you're absolutely correct, Nick. So the rollout, as a lot of people know, has been rocky to say the least. So pretty well from day one of the law, we hadn't received new forms from the state police yet. We did receive the new forms within a few days of the new law, and our software company had made like a temporary workaround, but what we ran into problems is like our local mom and pop shops, they accepted it, but when we ran into some bigger box stores, they had store policies that they were not willing to accept our temporary endorsement on the pistol license. Now, even though this was okayed with our software company, with the state police, it was their store policy to be comfortable not to accept it. So instead of me coming out promoting it right away, I just told residents, be patient, let us work through this. When you see, especially if you're a pistol license holder, when you see your new card, the differences are going to be subtle, but there is a lot of differences on our end, on the back side, and that's why it has taken a few weeks to roll out. But that's why I wanted to come in front of you today to let everybody know officially we have the official card, we're up, we're ready to go, and if anybody's looking to purchase a semi-automatic rifle, please come on into office. We will upgrade your card for you.
Okay. So I'm assuming it sounds like, with the cards, it's kind of like your driver's license. There's pictures and things like that associated with it. So I'm assuming this is an in-person visit to the county clerk's office.
Yes.
Okay, it's not something you can do online or...
No, this is going to be an in-person visit because we do need you to sign the amendments for the state police, which need to be, signed right in front of us. We do have also, we hand out clauses, to update people on the new gun storage and like the sensitive areas if you're doing a pistol, everything else. We just want to make sure everybody is in full compliance with the law, that everybody has the materials they need and the education they need, so we don't have any problems.
Right. And would people be able to access the forms prior to coming into your office if they kind of want to come in with the completed forms to save a little bit of time while they're at your office? Are they available online anywhere, or do they pick them up from your office?
So there are some forms on the state police website, but honestly, right now it's just easier for you to come into our office because the forms are for our office specific.
Gotcha.
With the new application packet for the firearms and pistol, we have myself, the judge's chambers, and the sheriff's office. We have had quite a few sit-down meetings, and we have reduced the pages of that. And my hopes of in the future is to have this available online, but right now it is due to some issues we've had in the past with incomplete forms.
Right.
I keep the packet right in the office to ensure that everybody has all the pages they need right now.
Okay. And so just so everyone's clear too, this would be the county clerk's office, which is separate from the DMV. So you actually come into your guys' office at the courthouse.
Yes, you're going to be coming up to the Lewis County Courthouse, and you'll be going to the county clerk's office.
Okay. Is there anything else new with the licensing permitting process that people should be aware of?
The only other thing is, and a lot of people are aware of it, but if you're not, is if you have a concealed carry license, which is pretty well what everybody in Lewis County has, is a concealed carry pistol license. Your recertification now for state is no longer 5 years, it's going to be every 3 years moving forward.
All right. And that is something that takes place through your office or through the state police?
No, that is something that can be done right through the state police website. Okay. In the past, we did have paper recertification forms, and we have been notified from the state police that they no longer want paper. They want everybody to be able to go online and do it.
Right.
So a lot of times we tell our residents that might not be so tech savvy is if you have a relative help you out. And honestly, Nick, worst comes to worst, if you can't do it, I urge the people, come into our office and we will find and make the time to help get you recertified so you're in compliance.
Right. Okay, so just to recap really quick, basically what we're talking about here is the firearms licenses. So just to go through a few scenarios of people again, if you've already have a pistol permit, you have your concealed carry permit, and you're not adding any new guns or anything like that, you're fine at this point.
Yep, you're fine at this point.
Okay.
Correct.
If you've owned a semi-automatic rifle in the past, but you're not purchasing a new one, you're fine at this point. You don't need to register your old firearm.
Correct. You don't need to register anything.
So basically, the group of people that we're really trying to reach out to here are people that are going to be purchasing a new or taking possession of a new semi-automatic rifle.
That's correct.
Okay, so they need to stop into your office, fill out the paperwork, and all of this needs to happen before they actually make the purchase. So if you go to the gun store, you're not going to be able to buy the semi-automatic rifle without the firearms card?
Correct.
Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. So your gun dealers
So you want to
now,
plan ahead a little bit?
yes. Yep. Your gun dealers now are going to be looking for the firearms card. For a person that has a pistol license, you don't have to plan ahead as much because
Right.
it's just going to be a 10-minute visit in my office and we're
Adding
going to
the
send you on
amendment.
your way. Yes, adding
Right.
the amendment. For somebody that doesn't have a pistol license that needs the semi-automatic rifle license,
Gotcha.
you're going to want to plan ahead at least 3 to 6 months because this is
Right.
going to be pretty well the same process as what it is to get a New York State pistol license now.
Right. Okay. Sounds good. All right. Well, I think that kind of gives people a little bit of a clearer understanding and kind of an update of what they can expect when they go into the clerk's office. How long does this process generally take if someone's coming over to I think you said 10 minutes to do the amendment about?
Yep.
What about to start the process from the beginning?
So for the semi-automatic rifle license, you're going to be coming in our office and picking up the application. Depending on how vigilant you are in the application, you could, a person could easily finish an application within 1-2 days, you know what I mean? And
Okay.
that's not full days, that's just plugging away at it. Once you turn the application into us, it's going to be like a pistol license where you need your 4 character references. So your application actually doesn't leave our office until your 4 character references come back. Sometimes we have an application in our office a week. Other times we've had applications in our office for 6 months because we're waiting for these people to
Right.
get letters back into us. Generally, it looks like it's going to be much like the pistol process where I tell people from start to finish, expect anywhere from 4 to 6 months.
Okay.
And there's different variables. I mean, a lot of
Right.
times there's variables, like I said, it's depending on how quick your references get back. With the background check, I mean, sometimes a person's background check for the sheriff's office will come back in a day, and sometimes they're waiting a few months because
Right.
your name may be similar with somebody else in the United
Right.
States.
Right.
And then on the court side, it all depends on where our judge is at, what he has for court cases, what
Right.
he has on in his chambers going on. But generally, I know all 3 offices, we try not to sit on them at all. We try to filter
Right.
them through as soon as we get them in. So,
All right. Well, we appreciate you stopping by today with this information. Was there anything else that you wanted to add?
no, I think I'm all set. I appreciate you letting me come on and inform people.
All right. Well, thank you.
Yep.